I have some posters from a former project where the whole poster is the MIDI score. That's not what I'm doing today, but it's obviously related to MIDI, what I'm doing today, because I'm controlling a self-playing piano with MIDI.
Who knows what MIDI is? Okay, so brief explanation, you or me?
You.
Me? Okay. So it's musical instrument data interchange. It's just like a computer interface to control keyboard and other instruments. It tells you this and this note should be played now, and this note should be released now, and here's some extra controllers for velocity or for loudness or whatever. It's a very basic 1980s interview, but it's still going strong.
Yeah, for me it's still going very strong. Most people are into audio these days. I'm very much into MIDI. Today I'm improvising with data that I've been working on for quite some time now. It's kind of a crazy talk with a composer called Nicolas Uris. I've transferred a lot of his music into MIDI data and then reworked it. He wrote this very famous book, Thesaurus of Melodic Patterns. A lot of composers knew it, and he had like very crazy or interesting words like interpolation, infrapolation, ultrapolation to describe kind of how, when he went through scales, how he would like use pitches. And I had the idea to kind of transfer these words to tunings. And I'm working with a player piano, but also with 6 different digital pianos that are tuned differently and piano samples. So it's everything you hear is something to do with piano, but I'm just trying to kind of reframe this concept and have kind of a weird conversation with him.
Sozusagen, du hast eine Mechanik über der Tastatur.
Yeah,
ja?
So this is
this
is called, früher it was called ein Aufsetzer. Ein Aufsetzermechanismus. You put like on the keys and then there are solenoids in it, 88 solenoids.
Du spielst und lässt spielen sozusagen und harmonisierst und irgendwas dazwischen.
Ja.
Geil. Was war denn jetzt so witzig?
Super geil. No, we're just marveling. It's amazing, man.
And I was like, and I would just play the vibraphone.
Ja, aber du spielst super Vibraphon. Ich meine, außerdem ja, das hätte ich ja auch nicht gefragt.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass ich was sagen. Ja, und ich habe noch was mitgebracht.
Ja,
also beziehungsweise ich bin gerade dabei mit einer Künstlerin aus Griechenland. So ein paar Instrumente, some clay instruments. I'm working with an artist. And we're trying a lot of things because the idea is that eventually we have so many primitive, nice clay instruments. We don't have it yet, we're working on it. These are the prototypes. Also mich interessiert sehr traditionelle Musik. Also wir leben in Deutschland, traditionelle Musik, Volksmusik, sehr kompliziert.
Das Verhältnis zur Volksmusik in Deutschland?
Genau.
Ja.
Ich komme aus Griechenland, es gibt eine starke Verbindung zu traditioneller Musik, aber ich habe, als ich dort gelebt habe, klassisches Schlagwerk gespielt und Vibraphon. Ich meine, was hat das mit traditioneller Musik zu tun? Dann wollte ich irgendwie Handpercussion spielen. Es war nicht so einfach damals, irgendwie entspannt, Frauen, Percussion, Tradition.
Ach so?
Ja,
okay.
Was für eine Überraschung. Mit den Jahren habe ich gemerkt, ich brauche diese Verbindung und dann, ich habe angefangen ein bisschen zu transkribieren und zu studieren unterschiedliche traditionelle Musik, also irische Musik, griechische Musik, kubanische Musik und dann, man merkt, wenn man ein bisschen damit sich beschäftigt, dass sehr ähnliche Sachen haben die Menschen in der ganzen Welt fasziniert. Polyrhythmen, die gleichen Polyrhythmen, die gleichen Sachen, Ornaments, the same kind of ornaments fascinate people around the world. And I find that this is what connects us. Pretty much we're all fascinated by the same things. We're all holding on to our ego and what we, we all try to be ourselves, and but there are so many things that connect us. And I'm sure that today we're all going to play very different things, but still the same fascinations maybe will also shine through.
Für mich ist, glaube ich, interessant, dass ich habe halt viel mit Bands gespielt, weil ich spiele halt eigentlich so gut wie nie alleine. So, das ist natürlich jetzt heute Abend was ganz Besonderes. Ich sehe mich immer eher so als ein Teamplayer, ne? mit anderen Leuten. Und so das jetzt alleine heute Abend mal sowas zu probieren, ist für mich auf jeden Fall ist ein sehr aufregendes Erlebnis. Man hat dann diesen Gig am Donnerstag und dann kann man Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch zu Hause sein und einfach so einen Fokus finden, sich konzentrieren und irgendwie runterschalten. Das kann ich auf jeden Fall empfehlen.
One of the ideas of this festival is to bring together not only really different people from different genres or different styles and different attitudes, but also I like to mix the lineup and have people who are really seasoned solo improvisers. For instance, Angelica, right? Hello. Huh? And I like to also ask people who haven't really done solo improvisation at all, or maybe they were thinking about it, or whatever. And so this is a nice example, sitting side by side.
When I'm playing with people, there are many parameters, but in the end, it's about connecting with the audience, with the people who I'm playing with. In a solo performance, the audience and the acoustics, they are maybe even more important because it's just, just like you solitary standing there with just playing the horn, just working the horn, and then the audience as an acoustic matter actually, and the acoustics of the room are really important. Maybe more important than when I'm playing like with the trio or something,
yes,
or duo or whatever. When I'm not thinking, it's a good thing. If I have to think, then that's not a good thing. And I think we all strive like for the flow. I mean, also cheesy, but it's a truth, man.
I feel like everybody's solo impro every day. You don't wake up every day and you rehearse what you're gonna do and then you go do it. You just fucking go out and it's crazy. So we're all solo impro every day.
Everybody is a solo improviser. Very good.
Maybe improvising is a bit like a consequence of survival. Like,
okay.
And like if you're in the jungle, you have to make up some shit up, improvise. So I think that creative thing is kind of what got us here. Hopefully get us out here as well.
Who knows? Yeah.
My instruments are very traditional, actually.
Right.
They have a notch, which is kind of the oldest instrument they ever found. I mean, drums probably are older, but these kind of instruments that were made out of bone, they're 50,000 years back. So
right.
Which also makes me think, my instruments don't have any keys, but makes me think that they have more time in the past. So surely it was a master that we don't know because it wasn't recorded. Mm-hmm. So I imagine myself sometimes, like with that time, trying to improvise into these instruments, which is what I was doing since I was a child. Yeah, without knowing what improvising was, what I did, and I still feel like I'm a child.
Very good.
In that sense, and it's playfulness. And
yeah,
I was saying earlier that I started this. I was like, I like acoustic stuff, all acoustic, And I started with this one metal zone pedal.
A metal zone is a distortion pedal,
yeah, it's
right?
distortion.
Like what guitarists use, actually.
It was like, I need this other thing.
Okay.
And slowly, over the years, then it becomes very natural. But going to your question, so the sounds that you come up with are like a platform. So in a way, they put you in a place. And then you improvise with that. So they're like, you're collaborating with yourself, but outside of yourself. So, but there's always the acoustic sound in there. It's the in-between. The in-between of everything is where like a lot of really interesting stuff is. Yeah, like in shamanism, they use a lot of flutes.
Yeah.
And so in shamanism, they, instead of saying, for example, the jaguar, they said the basket, because the basket looks like a jaguar. So they use in between words to connect to these other worlds. And so it's kind of in that vein. So I did a degree on instrument making and design, and it led me to make these things. They're pretty much the same thing, but they're tunable and you can put electronic things inside.
So that's why they're called hybrid flutes.
Yeah.
Hedonism.
I got that.